Turn it up.
Turn that shit up.
Building once again, live in Studio 225 on this good, what is it, Thursday?
Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
I know that much. Yeah.
March 21st.
Yeah.
First day of spring.
2024.
The solstice.
Yeah, spring solstice.
Yeah, man. I think we get an extra couple minutes of sunlight today. Just be by default, right? It's like 12.
12 and 12.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It was a good day to barbecue then.
I mean,
it really is.
It did start to feel good, like around 4:30.
Good this morning. It was cold as shit.
It was.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, man. But it's all good.
yeah. Other than that, though, man, everything is good, man. We have somebody special in the building today. But, we're just going to get right into it. It's your boy, Dro.
DC.
It's 20 G's.
Chris in the building.
And we have a very special guest. This woman is a hairstylist to the stars. She's an ordained minister, correct?
Yeah.
Am I correct about that?
State license.
State license.
Yes.
Get it right, brother. Get it right.
Yes,
I don't
Right,
want to
right.
overstep my boundaries.
No, that's
Right,
why I wanted to
right.
get
So
it correct. I
That's
don't
a
want to.
sensitive title.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
there is. There's a line that's up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, man. And she's very unique with her business, man. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I thought I had more introductions than that. I was waiting for all
Oh yeah, man. She look, listen. You know what I'm
No.
saying? You want to run down them?
I really appreciate it. My name is Stephanie Singleton. Definitely, I'm a native from
Right.
Akron. Again,
Let me see.
I just bringing myself in a little bit.
Yeah.
When he's speaking about hairstyle as a former career that I partaked in for about 30 years.
Right.
Yeah, that grew me into who I am and what I am doing at this time, which is a state license, Ohio state license officiant. Originally started in Las Vegas. Again, like I said, I relocated back to Akron, my roots, in 2020, right before the pandemic.
Yeah.
And I was living on the West Coast for about 15 years as a hairstylist in the entertainment industry. And over the years, growth and transition started to take place, and my passion started to evolve into more heartful things such as empowering women, empowering love and family, unity, all of that, while mentoring young women and young ladies and women behind the chair. And also myself. I was growing from my clients
Learning
as
and
well.
growing.
And a lot of the conversations in that chair was talking about relationships, whether it is just intimate, but it was family, it's situations. We know how our hairstylists become confidant. Yeah. So that's
brother
where
and sister.
I saw that I was able to pour. Now, remember I said I was a hairstylist for almost 30 years over the time and still growing.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm growing, as we talked about before the taping started, that you start to learn through your mistakes. And I was getting older, that inquires and turns into wisdom. So now what was poured into me, I'm able to pour that into my chair, and those ladies I was finding I can identify that was younger. And I found myself spending more time with them after the hair service than anything. And that's when I said, this is where my heart was at, because it was receptive. They were coming back for more. We're having these same conversations, picking up and, continuing on. So again, that's where it started. And I wanted to be a relationship coach, not a relationship coach where I bring, again, like I said, it had to be them together. But even if I have to help you get apart.
like a counselor, so to speak, or like a
Well, let's start back at the beginning first, man, before we even jump into how you got there. Okay, so before you even decided how did you even decide, hey, man, I need to get out here to California?
How did I decide to get to California? Well, I always knew I wanted to be in the entertainment industry. And I actually wrote a book. It's called A Prison with Benefits. I tell the whole story there.
Yeah.
It's on Amazon
right now.
However, this was a childhood dream that I wanted to, partake in as far as being entertainment. When I watched the credits and I saw that it was a hairstylist, you can do hair It's my favorite show. What? I can do this. And very
Did
young.
Somebody do hair on the show?
Yeah. But again, hair started in the projects because I didn't get the luxury of going to a salon. I really didn't know it was a career. I didn't know it was back in the day. Now kids know it now. We went to the kitchen.
Yeah, we
went to grandma's kitchen.
Done.
That's my era. I told my age. We used pressing combs, hot curl next to the stove. That was the salon. I did grease, blue magic, and all that. You know, we didn't have all the other things to accommodate African American hair. Yeah. So what you saw, the porch was their salon, if that was considered a salon.
Yeah, it was.
So like I said, over the years, here's really the truth of the hair is because of my hair and my mom not knowing she has a different texture of hair, totally opposite, like a 360 opposite. And she not knowing how to manage our hair. And so that bullying, that school bullying happened and not knowing.
Right. It was like, somebody going to.
I didn't have to shake hair unless something was heavy like beads on there. So she couldn't do all of that. So I started to play with my dolls and I created a couple styles as far as Limani's over there drawing. And that's what I doodled a little bit on the hair. And I went down there. I didn't know what proposal was, but I proposed to her, hey, look what
Let me do this. Right.
If I can do that, I'm like, and she said, well, if your hair's not combed, because she was all about cleanliness.
Right.
I couldn't do hair, but don't look like you didn't come from a family that, a household that didn't take care of hair. And that's when she saw that I could do it. She gave me that threat. Well, if you don't do it, I'm going to do it. And I've been doing my hair ever since. Then I became the family hairstylist, my grandmother's hairstylist and all that, which started to, as I'm growing older, friends, I'm doing their hair in the girls' restroom and all that until I discovered as I'm getting towards high school that there was a career, a vocational career, opportunity, educational platform, Central Howard High School.
Shout out to Central, man.
Yeah.
Central Howard High School. You know what I'm saying?
So all of that trial and learning about hair, building all my little friend clientele happened at Goodrich Junior High School.
Yeah, I went to Goodrich.
Everybody. Gladiators. And then it evolved. Went to Central Howard High School, and then from that, in that era, that's when I started really, my passion, heart was there. People wanted me, they liked me, and I was accepted. So that really even brought a lot of my personality out because I was a little shy at that time.
Yeah, beforehand.
Yeah,
but
as I got older,
hair, right?
Yeah, hair just pushed me forward because on a platform because now I'm needed and people just coming and asking for me. So now that made me more assertive and out there. That
people need you for the confidence.
They needed me. So that was that part there. And so, again, like I said, I seen a particular television show. I remember being home watching that box screen TV, and the credits went up. I didn't know it was credit. I don't remember, but it has something. It was a comedy. I'm all about situational comedy.
Maybe?
No, Martin wasn't even born probably. Right? No.
Okay.
No, we talking about Brady Bunch and
Brady Bunch. Okay, yeah.
I mean, it was. Just, I don't know what Good Times. It could have been something like that. Okay. It was a favorite sitcom.
Right.
And the end, I didn't know these professional names, credits. That wasn't the name. It was like words. And so they
real fast across the screen.
And it's a hairstylist. I was like, what? You can do hair for like people that I enjoy watching, entertainers. So I always set my heart on from that point to graduate from high school. I'm going to New York. I'm going to do hair and I'm going to do this and all that for the stars. And so again, as I got out of school, I surrounded myself with people who didn't think like that. And I found myself here 20 years later, going into my 30s at that time, because I left out at 30. But because they taught me about the what ifs, did you think about things, and it talked me out of leaving. And then I started to get comfortable here. My clientele built. I made money and lots of money. And why? What if you do this? If you leave this, you can't do. It's hard to leave fear. So I was around a fear environment, and it talked me out of just taking that leap. Until I had exhausted all of my opportunities here. I did everything double, with the money. It was no longer fun. And then I was doing some unique things. I got part of the hair shows with Nairi. I don't know if you guys know Nairi. You put on the hair shows and
the big shows too.
Really so that put me out doing some unique things. However, I was just spinning my wheels doing everything, but I never was happy because it was always that boy. And then the moment came where I said, a friend I met left to Virginia, and then I seen that they were departing me, and they became my best friend. And I said,
I skipped over Virginia.
That took me because this person, again, it's all about your product, your environment, who you surround yourself with, who's speaking that positive energy and everything. You start to evolve like them. And so they had started selling, and they went on and got a promotion and left, went to Virginia. And I'm like, why can't I do that? But people wasn't thinking like that in my surroundings because it's like this fear, even though it's up the street.
It's so comfortable to do it here that you can't leave, right?
So I talked to a lady again. I was educated in my chair by older women that were like myself.
Right.
And they started to talk to me privately saying, you know what, you can't tell everybody your blessings or whatever's, going on with you. Can't tell everything to everybody because it's not meant for them. They can't handle it.
They won't understand.
They can't understand it. So I had to stay low, go underground. And then till that time come that things was moved out the home and I made the jump. Went to Virginia. Opportunity came, long story short. Fell in the hands of a studio I saw, went there, and Denver, I only had the cosmetology education.
Right.
So what I ended up doing was, what did I do? I finagled myself to be a volunteer intern.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, let's talk about it. Okay, so this is in Virginia, right?
This is in Virginia.
What part of Virginia were you in?
Petersburg.
Petersburg. You
Yeah,
get down to
Petersburg,
Petersburg.
yeah.
Is it cold? Is it warm?
It's just like this.
Normal, yeah.
It's
weather breaking and stuff. Weather breaking, it could get cold tomorrow.
Atlantic Ocean, I believe. Yeah, we still live.
And you looking for a place to get a job and
I was looking. I'm always looking for.
It's like I need a career. I got to start getting some money here.
I went and got a job at Walmart. It was Smart Style, I believe. They had a salon inside there.
Okay.
And regular salon. What I knew, I went to a place that I knew, but I still was out there for a purpose. I was free. I let go of the things that was holding back, and so again.
Was that your first job when you went out there?
Working in a salon.
Walmart, you said, right?
Yeah.
Walmart. Yeah. And I'm the person that research everything, so I had that lined up before I got there. So, all that I do that. All
Yeah. So how did you slip stream into your
I circled that building and manifested. I'm gonna get in there some kind of way.
In there some way, one way or another. Like,
and I did some homework.
We see you around.
I found some apprentice program or something. I never heard these words, but I just do a homework. I Google it. I'm a Googleologist.
Yeah.
I got to do your research.
Yeah, I did that and found the resource to say, hey, we can help you get to your career and whatever. So I did my homework on the studio, learned that there was a guy in there that was from Ohio. I said, ding, ding, ding. Now I got a word to say.
That's my end.
Yeah. I always did that connection at Ohio. Yeah. So I compiled all these things I did in Akron, shows, plays, all kind of stuff I did in Akron. Made me a little portfolio and all this, showing my production skills, elementary skills.
Hey,
and I got an opportunity. Just to share, because I'm just volunteering, but I wanted to show I was dedicated. I knew what's going on in the business. They have a clue. But they kind of laughed. I'm sure they laughed at what they seen put together. It was like birthday cards. It was cards from people who've been in plays.
She said that I was good.
Letters of recommendation. I was creating all this stuff. And then it was like, they gave me a chance because they was a small studio and they needed the hands-on. And they would use interns from Virginia State to come over. But I was an intern, extern, so I had a lot of times on my hands. So I was over there. I could
do a little more,
So I went in there, again, like I always speak, because I always been self-employed. So I go into jobs as education. I take them on as a school, as free paid education. Right? So I start to work as though, however, whatever they wanted. They want cold water, I gave mine. That's how I did.
Like I made sure it was no extra.
They love me because you can't live without me. I make you like, I need you, and that's how I worked. Seriously, I did. I worked the system like that. Next, thing you know, they pulled me in and hired me. And these people are, and if I name drop, I was thinking familiar with Sister, or Fresh Prince, Daphne and Tim Reed. Those parents, they the one who own New Millennium Studios. And Virginia, they hired me in as their assistant. And again, by working under them, it was just a small staff. I just shadowed everywhere. So it gave me opportunity to run into a lot of named people and like-minded people. And that would put me on to opportunities I never thought a girl from the projects would get.
Right. Because you did tell us, when we were talking off camera, you were saying, it wasn't really about the networking with you needed to find connections, longing connections, like the networks and everything like that, people that could get you in, right?
Yeah. I didn't know. I didn't have a plan.
Right.
I just knew what I was taught in my home. Mom, pay attention. I just was open.
Absorbing everything.
Yeah, I wanted it. I was hungry. Yeah. I wanted to get this career. I didn't know how, and it was happening. I know my passion probably was leading me in those directions because, again, that's where I was putting my attention on. And I guess that's how I was manifesting these things to come to pass, So, again, to run into an opportunity like this, the guy from Ohio was like, he clicked with me. I made him click with me.
Right, it's like, we're going to work.
He got me in, and then here I'm working with and I have to mention them all the time, Tim and Daphne, because they was my saving grace right there. Because they was already bringing in, these opportunities for me. Oh, we need you to do this. We need a wardrobe person. So they staff was so small. I filled in all of that. So anyway, long story short, they worked me so much, and I played under them so much that they used me to hire in jobs that I was supposed to be on, like a hairstylist.
Right. It's like, well, that was my job. Yeah, that was the job I
wanted. But they need me to do this and do that. And I'm like, they like, call a hairstylist. And now my feelings getting into it.
Right, yeah. Like, but I'm supposed to be a hairstylist. Why am I still doing runner stuff? Yeah.
I'm doing runners and errands and buying sandwiches and stuff. First it was cool.
Right. But now, come on.
Because it's like real jobs starting to come in. I'm like, wait a minute.
Hold on, I'm not getting
I'm answering the phones.
Right. And I'm still doing this.
Yeah, my feelings.
Facilitating everything, making everything work in the morning.
They like, take out the trash,
Right.
So it got a little too much of that. So I started doing this little venting and went to one of our editors, which, he listened to my stories. Listen, I'll never forget him. That's saving grace too. So he took off this one particular day, and I guess all that was sinking in, even though I thought he was just zoned out.
Right, in his work.
He called me up at the office. I'm answering the phone. And he's like, my wife is, she's pregnant, so she's a hairstylist too.
Right.
He said, she can't take on this job. Can you take it? And I was like, okay, yeah. And then he said, well, I'm going to let you know. He told me, name dropped the people was on there. I was like, see, I had seen so many names. That didn't make no difference to me.
Right.
But he was telling me this job I was going to take on. And I was like, I knew the name, but I was associated with stuff that was going to be on the video set.
Right.
My first gig.
This is going to be my first one, so let's talk about
like this. So he said it's in Virginia Beach, went down there, and like I said, that's when the doors had opened for myself to get into the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
And then they gave me a proposal. Hey, if you want to do this is what you're trying to do. You got to go to LA. And I was like, say less.
So signing up and doing your very first joint, were you nervous? Like your first really big one with like this is you. You got to do hair. You got to make sure everything look perfect, flawless, and stuff like that.
Yeah, because the unknown is always, you're nervous. And I've seen it because, again, I had to be the assistant standing on set watching everybody do my job. So I kind of got
what
and I guess
happen?
I needed that. Because it kind of, when you don't think it's for the purpose, it's serving a purpose,
Right.
So by me being the gopher.
Being able to see, from outside.
Because I wasn't trained. So now I kind of know, like, when I get my chance, how you got to sit the bench.
Yeah.
Okay?
As soon as I get in here, I'm going to make sure everything is perfect.
I know what I need to do for that position. And so that's how I did. When I got my chance, I went in there. And I definitely made sure I was attentive to everything that the key hairstylist, like she's more the director that's running things, make sure what you need, huh? Yeah, I was on point, even though it was an all-night shoot and whatnot. And so after that, she was like loving me. She was like, so she started giving me the ins and outs.
Right.
But if you want this, more of this,
this
in LA.
You gotta do right, yeah.
And that's what
you want to talk about whose shoot it was?
Yeah, I can tell you. It was Nick Cannon's shoot.
Right.
It was it was something. It had Busta Rhymes in it, Chingy, Fat Joe, whatever. It was on Airplane. So it was for a movie, whatever it is. I had it. Anyway. Right. So it was for that video. So long story short, since she was his key makeup artist, that's why I knew she had connections there for me to get that link, which, like I said, when I got to LA, it wasn't right off the plane that things started happening.
It took a little work,
Like, it was only really a couple of months, because then she called, she's like, hang tight. Because, I told her I was there. She's like, hang tight. Because, some people don't keep their words in LA. They'll say, call me.
A lot of
Y'all
people.
see Martin and she'll like, call me.
A lot of people will get you out there. And then,
it don't pan out.
Yeah.
She panned out. But it had to be a while, because when I went, which was towards the end of the year, they have a season when they're shooting and a season when they're off. And I came in off season. Now they're going
not knowing that.
So I had to struggle.
I gotta go find some work
Craigslist
real
was happening,
fast.
so I was on Craigslist every day trying to find jobs and work the regular life until my moment came. And she did call, and then again, that's what gave me opportunity. My first job was Wild 'N Out. That's why I say I credit with Nick. So that was my first gig, which gave me a lot more opportunities and hands. And so anyway, like I said, that just became repetitive over the years.
Right.
On and off, up and down, because I never had a locked-in client. So it was like gig.
Right.
And then my own reality life, which I still kept the hair salon. I still kept that, to make.
How are you balancing it?
Oh, you always you got to balance.
Right, it's like I got to get up. I got to do what I got to do.
Yeah, I sometimes when I first got there, again, you got to build your clientele. So it wasn't like it was popular for me. So it's more opportunities to make money. So I sat on those television shows. You see the audience clapping.
Right.
Yeah. So I fill her in, seat fillers.
Hey, that's a job.
Make $25 to $35 that morning to do that. Then you run and do your other
go do another one for you real fast. Yeah.
Or your regular job. That might got me my gas money. I like pop.
You're right. For the day, I'm good. Now I can go.
Like get on that show, hit that up. So they have agencies that bring studio audiences in.
Yeah.
And that's why I've been on part of all of that. And it got to the point where it was an embarrassing moment to where, I knew I was doing it for the money, not for like to be seen. I did a couple times do it for my family to see me. Remember, I was there in 2004. Nobody could see me.
Right.
There was no FaceTime, no Facebook. So this is how I could be like, hey, Mom.
Look, I'm on here. Yep.
It was just like, it's like crazy things. You had to do it. But those were just things that supplemented the income, but you still needed some base to really, because the rent is high out there.
Oh, definitely.
Y'all know.
Yeah.
Cost of living is high.
So you got to do a lot.
Went on, which scoots us all the way to the end where the burnout time, this time of transition, the time of like, I need to get home. I missed all those years where I'm chasing, I'm leaving. So I'm leaving family, birthdays. And
missing out on everybody.
Every time I got on a plane to come here or leave, it was like, I didn't know if that was the last time for me or them.
Right.
And it did happen many times.
Yeah, plenty of times.
So it was a lonely, it was a lonely moments at times, before and then till towards close to the end, Sprint and Spirit and Frontier, they gave flights. So it was like $99.
Opening up those flights, making it a little more accessible, right?
So I was ready to go home. I felt trapped after a while because again, I had spent my bills and I did everything I wanted to do, everything I wanted to do. But now things was happening here and I was missing my family, my home.
Right. So then you just said, fuck it, right? Right? Just packed up and fly?
No, because again, I consider that whole experience education.
Right.
Because to be able to now have a wedding chapel, for me to be in the wedding industry, own this business, create these platforms, it's a one woman show.
Right.
And so all of that production, all of that is implemented
in
what I did.
Right. And that was going to be the next question.
Learned and went through that trial, which was like what people pay for college, It was experience.
Yeah,
all
the same
that
experience.
I see everything that I've learned from day one when I went to Virginia happening right here, and that's why it's been the wedding venue has where Blu-Tique. I'm at the Blu-Tique Hotel, so all of that to know how to manage that happened in Vegas. I'm not doing anything that I'm not duplicating. I'm duplicating everything that I experienced. I'm just saying, there's nothing original I'm doing.
Yeah,
it was like these people think big out the box.
I
learned how to do it, but I just mimic everything I've seen, but knowing how to put paperwork together, these things together to make it realistic and make people come and draw.
Oh, yeah.
It's why I'm here and I understand it.
Yeah.
I mean,
so,
like you said, you got to bump your head. I did that.
You learned a bunch. Yeah. So was there a moment where it was like, all right, man, I'm ready to just come home, give this a chance?
Yeah. The moment came, like I said, I was depressed. I seen what that looked like, but it wasn't depressed. I wasn't gonna eat.
Right.
It wasn't that kind of.
Like I can eat. Yeah, right.
It was a hungry. Like I'm hungry. Like you weak, and I just the sun didn't even look the same in California. I just didn't want to be here, and I was tired of giving them my money on rent, and I would come home and like kids, and I see them little got houses the same, and they paying less than I paid for this one bedroom apartment.
Right. It's like, man, I'm done with this.
Yeah, but I had to pay certain because I didn't want to put my life in harm's way. So I had to pay for something that was decent to keep me safe.
Mm-hmm.
But then every year, I'm starting off at $1,100 in that same apartment. It's $1,700.
19, 20. Yeah.
One bedroom.
Yeah.
And then it's a big deal. Like, when you got an apartment by yourself, people make a big deal. I'm like, are you serious?
This is nothing, right?
This is nothing. Because I know what I gave up and I had. Right. And I struggled to fight to get that. I could never get what I had here. It was taking the life out of me.
Right.
And that's what was happening.
Right.
Or on jobs, something you're not good enough. Like there were shows that I should have had that maybe somebody got because they had more credit.
Yeah, they've been around.
They knew somebody. Yeah, who you know.
Well, I did 3 shows and
But I had license, and some people that don't have license. Some actors they get mad because they've been out there trying to get SAG and do all this stuff, and somebody come off the plane, but they more feisty and they get the job. Get the opportunity. That hurts. It's what takes you down to darn. And you missed $1,000 just to be a
and it still cost me money to do all of this to get here.
Yeah. And it was only so much. I was into like doing, weaves and all that, which was popular, but I couldn't do another weave. I said, I mean,
right, yeah.
My fingers, I can't keep up. I'm tired. I'm not happy. This is not fun no more. I'm not going to sell my soul, and I'm not doing things behind the scenes just to get there, which there was easy routes.
Yeah, there's always the easier way.
There was easier routes, but I wasn't willing to do that. So
right.
I'm so grateful I did some suffering by not doing that, but I came out unscarred, Right. Yeah, so I'm mentally good. Everything is good.
Right. So you come home and then you set up shop.
So the home was, if I can reveal a little bit more.
You can. Yeah. Let's talk about it.
Deep for you,
yeah. Let's. I mean,
November.
Wherever you willing
I'm
to
gonna
go.
confess because it's in a book.
Yeah. Wherever you willing to
November.
go. That's out right now that y'all can't go by.
What's the name of the book again?
Prison with benefits.
Yeah.
I was in prison with benefits.
Yes. Got all the benefits, but I still feel like I'm
Stephanie Singleton. November the 30th, 2016.
Right.
I jumped ship. Right. I left my house. I said, I'm good. I'm not paying rent no more. All my money's gonna be mine. And I didn't go homeless, but I went home free. And I stayed in my car. That car became I made that car my home.
Yeah.
And it was a popular thing out there. And it seemed weird here, for even people in Akron to see that somebody would have to go grind me like that. But it really wasn't. It was the most liberating, free thing in my life. I felt like I owned LA. Right. Because again, I had I became mobile. Took my hair salon mobile. Because I was working from my home or salons and whatnot, but it was like mobile. Like my car, I got my signs, went to people's homes, charged my phone there, had 24-hour fitness every day, every morning at 6 a.m., rise and shine. Mm-hmm. I did Old Country Buffet. I think they had every day. That was my menu. What do I want? And they did the dishes. It was like
I never worry about that.
They did my hot towels. And it was and then I had compartments in my truck. If somebody said go to an event, I was there because I might stop at a store.
Get freshened up real
go
fast.
Go to jail. Yeah. I did it. I hustled that. I felt like I was getting back. I was angered, but I was depressed. But I was so happy.
It felt better. Yeah.
I was in places I'd never been. It was
it's like I never drove over here before.
Yeah, let me park here because it was something like Planet Fitness, but it was more upscale.
Right.
So it was one in every city. So if somebody I want to go down here to Orange County, I want to hear, let me stop over here.
That's cool.
Yeah. It was cool. Yeah. But it wasn't. It had some ups and downs. But long story short, once I got over that moment, I said, let me quit doing this because now I need a personal life and, the court and whatnot. And I said, I got to get into place. I'm going to do this just for the image because I'm tired of people begging me to come to their house and all that. I don't want permissions. I didn't want to live confined. Right. So long story short, I went to the side of the road. It's a site called apartments.com. And I said, let me get me a place. Let me see what's up. So I went back to the apartment that I was in Burbank because it was nice for seeing what's up. Now they went from 17 to 22. I was done. So I went to Las Vegas, just doodling. All these apartments came up for the same amount, and you get 2 of everything. And all this, And that's when I called my friend up who lived in Vegas. I said, let's go, he has family out there, but he was in LA. I said, you want to ride out here with me? Check this apartment out? If you're not, I'm going. So he did, and we did. We checked it out and found an apartment that day, and the rest was history. To get I jumped ship.
Yeah. So then, what got you from being able to say, all right, look, I got all of this celebrity experience, but I'm back at home, and I think I want to turn this into life help, coaching, and marriage.
Well, home didn't happen. That was Vegas.
Right. Okay, that's where you learned.
Picked up the home, and I'm gonna tell you the turning point to get home was because when I freed myself and got to Vegas, and that was a liberating moment. Beautiful. I wasn't there for
Vegas
the whole
is a beautiful place. I love Vegas.
It wasn't nothing like what
I'm
before for on a living lifestyle.
Right.
I mean, it was my saving grace, really, that mentally saved me. My home was. I lived in a home. It felt like I was. I
could breathe a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't have all those emotional ties to me or anything, but this is a time to start over and fresh. I was real fresh. So, long story, I was going to do the coaching, but I can't do a coaching without a job to build this business up. Even though I start finding clients, but it wasn't sustaining.
Wasn't enough.
Those are testers to let them see.
Rent's still kind of high.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. So, I had to went on Indeed, had to start finding jobs between hospitality or in the wedding industry. That's one of the wedding capitals of the world. And so that's when I just inquired. I said, this would be a light bulb came on. That's a light bulb moment. Light bulb came on. And I was like, you know what? I can get some coaching clients through the chapel if I got involved. And so long story short, I acquired. They was like, well, you can, it's because mostly sales in there, but you got to be hands-on. So with that being said, you got to become an ordained, they call it ordained minister or officiant.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
what do I got to do?
You can just do it like that because you don't even mind that.
Yeah, you didn't think that's how it did.
Yeah, so
like,
I was like,
this is a...
interesting. Let me just check on this. And so I went through the process and it happened. And that's when I got involved in the various chapels. It was only 6 months because that was 2019, from June to December. Then a call came in as I'm starting to really evolve in this new career, new passion that I have. I got a call from my sister. And she said something, my mom fell or something happened. And I'm like, wait a minute, what?
Oh, no.
So I had got calls similar to that when I was in Los Angeles, but I was
working.
Like,
I'm working. I can't do nothing.
Right. Time. And that was, like I said, the depressing part was where I called the prison with benefits. You know, I look through a glass to watch people through the Facebook. You know, my
go
face.
away.
Or
people.
things happen. You got to sit on your
happen,
hands and just watch the pain. You know, act like holidays don't exist. You can't get down and participate. So you know, so all that was like really like had me trapped. It had me trapped. Couldn't get a flight. It's only one way in and out. Man. So when I found myself broke free from all of that and got to Vegas, I'm going to control this thing. I'm not going to let Vegas do to me what LA did to me, like hold me hostage and slave mentality. And as soon as she gave that call and I seen the power that I had, I was like, I'm gone. Even though I love it,
I'm gone.
It's easy.
It's time.
Like that. No brainer, because I ain't doing 15 years. I'm only 6 months fresh. My mom has gotten older. It's been 15 years out there. 15 birthdays passed. You know,
right,
so
since I've been gone, right. She's older now, and it's time to come home.
It's not that serious, because that's going to be there. LA is still there.
Yeah, ain't going nowhere, right? Yeah.
Vegas is still there, right?
Right.
So I'm losing. No, I'll be back if I need to be cool, right? So, long story short, I just made that move. I was like, I told them I have to leave, but that's when I started taking it, you know, in a different direction as far as my thinking.
Right.
I'm happy here. Around people just think whatever they perspective.
Yeah, it's home, is. Right? Yeah.
You know, I'm talking about even in the job. You know, you're around people who happy, who just want to find happy.
Right.
Think they really, really happy. I don't have anything to do with it, but they in a happy place every day. They come here. This is nothing like here. Where I want to be this. They happy trying to make these people already come, so they just pour and make you leave your problems.
More happiness. Yeah.
So that's what I felt good. This ain't hurt.
Yeah, this is not right?
It's
yeah.
Not hurt.
Yeah.
So I knew this was it, but when I seen that I had to leave, I knew what can happen here can happen anywhere around the world because it was already happening.
Right.
But I didn't know this perspective, like just every day, 7 days a week.
Right.
So I went with, built my name there, started mapping out how they're structuring their chapels and how they operate their meetings and everything from the flowers sitting here and how the
arrangements, all that, right?
Yeah. The order of service, everything.
Yeah.
And I took all of that, made a folder, binder, and took all the notes. It was a meeting coming up I was leaving January the 4th, January the 3rd, 2020.
Okay. And
it was a meeting, end of the year meeting, because they try to figure out how we can recreate sales. And they said, well, something you don't have to go to that meeting.
I'm coming.
Oh, yeah. I sat in the back of the room, because it's like I was useless, because they wanted to a whole different platform. I sat in the back there, and I watched how the manager ran it, and I, watched the projector screen with all the notes.
Yeah, I'm learning.
And that's just how I compiled everything and got my knowledge, final knowledge, really. And then when I got back over to Ohio, I had already, put things in place, using my sister's assistant, and got here, and I opened up with the concept of weddings. It's called a Princess for a Day Micro Wedding Venue in Tallmadge, Ohio. That's where I started. So the goal was to have weddings on the weekend, which I was familiar with when I lived here.
Right.
And then I would have mentoring young girls during the week, maybe some type of mentoring program.
Okay. Yeah, build everybody up.
Right. February 28th, ready to go. Had the mayor and all that cut the ribbon. And they was going to put me a little article in Tallmadge Express out there.
Right.
And next thing you know, we got a call, COVID.
Yeah.
Here
everything shuts down.
I'm DoorDash.
Right. Yeah.
Instacart.
I was a hardcore doing that.
Right, and then to just be able to come home and then thinking okay, well at least I got something going, and then COVID to hit, right? That had to be.
I had nothing.
Right. Yeah.
Because I vowed I'm not gonna take a comb, I'm not gonna touch a comb. This is where my heart is. because I didn't. It took a lot of my friends. It took them a while to accept that my transition, like when who came home was the same person that
they
left.
think you coming home to do hair. Yeah,
coming home. Yeah, they kept asking me, but then they kept officiant. They never heard of it because we go around saying they officiant. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. All I do is that. Yeah.
I had one of my former colleagues ask me, "What is that?" So again, but she's familiar, but no, that terminology. Right. Somebody going around.
Yeah, nobody really knows. Right. Yeah.
So COVID happened, and sent home. The building sitting up there that I got, and DoorDash. I give you credit. They paid for that rent. I was DoorDashing 8 hours a day. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Making sure everything worked. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my saving grace there. And again, July, I just looked at all the licenses I've done. You asked me a question, how many ceremonies I did. So before I came, I sat on the floor and I poured all my licenses out because I used to just pile them up and store them away. We keep a duplicate copy of the marriage license, and I looked and I think it was like 560, which I was disappointed because like I said, I thought I did thousands. It was so many.
Right.
But long story, I kind of jumped over a lot of that. That's like the end of the story where we are now.
Right.
Day. But again, it took a lot of perseverance, to stay dedicated to know that I could be making more money doing hair.
Yeah.
So I'm not thinking.
Yeah, it's like it's not.
But it's something when you're doing what you love. It kind of like the payoff.
Feels good. Yeah. The reward afterwards. You go home happy, not as exhausted. Right. You can get in the bed and it feel good. Right.
Yeah. Knowing that you're getting up, what you want to do, your purpose. And my calls don't come in. I'm going by calls, so I'm again self-employed. You don't know what the day looks like every day.
Right.
Some days I have some already planned, but then anything like right now, I'm away from my phone. Somebody can be calling.
Right. Trying to.
24/7. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll let you take it from there because that kind of brings us to where we are now with the various platforms that I've created.
Yeah. So how did you become like 24/7? Like we was talking about it in Akron. I had no clue that there was even a mobile service where somebody could just pull up and be like, "Hey, man, I want to get married real fast."
Yeah. That just started in September. I just introduced it in September.
Okay.
Said Vegas concept. Everything I'm doing is a Vegas
bringing
concept.
a little bit from everywhere you've been.
That happened because over the years, it didn't tap in that I remember because drive-ins been happening, drive-through weddings have been happening since like the 1950s. Doing my homework in Las Vegas,
right?
We know some popular
you
people.
offer those as well, right?
Yeah, they've been doing that for years in a bigger
area.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but for me to tap into it, it hit me when people were telling me, now if you're calling for a small wedding, why would you still like, no, I need it now. So I can't just sign a paper and you just go. You have to take an oath.
There's a whole thing that has to happen.
That's my purpose. I'm a state licensed witness. I can't just let you talk. Because they kept saying, can't you just sign the paper? We don't need all that.
We do.
So that went on for about a couple of years that I was here, 2 or 3 other years. And then it hit me, that's like a notary, because I'm a notary as well.
Right.
So, man, when I do the notary, I have to do the oath, that you saw me swear and affirm, that the signatures, da-da-da. I do all of that. And so this paper is the legal binding agreement. And I
it's
have
the same
to
thing.
make sure they tell the truth. So I just have to do it oath. So it's a romantic twist that I add. So it'd be still a marriage, but I'm just signing the document. And then now what happens is they're only doing that so they can make joint decisions.
Yeah.
And this drive-through wedding, oh my God, it's dominated all the weddings. That's when when I looked at my numbers, when I sold them out today, I looked and that's when my numbers really began to peak. And I've seen it within myself being so more busier, but a lot of people are just thinking differently now as far as even how they are choosing. They're not having a wedding.
Yeah.
They're preparing their lives to make joint decisions.
Right.
So they're going to save the wedding, that flowers and all the other stuff for another time when they can afford it.
Yeah, 10 years from now we're gonna do the
but
big
they don't. Instead of having to wait, all these years, they get money so they can let everybody eat and see them say, "I do."
Yeah, they're gonna.
They can do this for $50.
Yeah,
that's all it costs. $50.
Right.
Go to marriage and see everything is legal. They go. I have to make sure that's it.
Yeah, you has to be.
They go to the courthouse, but they can come to me.
Right.
If they don't show paperwork, that means they haven't been to the courthouse, and that means it's not legal. So
right. So you need to go get your
legal ceremony, like a notary. They bringing me the document, but they're doing this because I've had a lot of the wives have been militants, coming from the military to get their significant other on their benefits.
Right. Yeah.
Some have been pregnant for whatever reason.
Yeah, you need to
Some
get it together.
have older couples. They want to just reconnect. They've already had a wedding. Some have already went and had a wedding and came here and used me just to legalize it. Because I have a card too. I'm gonna show you. One of my couples, my first couples, had got married in Italy. They went on, but they didn't want to do all the paperwork.
Right.
And they came back to me just to finalize.
Everything up.
Go through all that out of the country stuff, you know. And so they'll use it for that. Some who do insurance.
Right.
There's like, we've been together common law for many, many years. But then here's the thing. This is another reason I became passionate is because, again, my mom, she lost me to speak on it. You know, she had a common law situation. And she stayed with someone to the end. To the end of time, transition was happening.
Right.
And she didn't get that paperwork. And guess what? The family don't marry you. Next to kin,
you know, families
these
get
people you haven't seen in a long time.
Yeah, somebody passed and people get to coming around the corner.
They get your investments. That's your investment. If you've been with somebody for X amount of years, that's your investment. You can afford and build
everything
and
into
all that.
them. Yeah.
And if there's no love, don't stand in court.
Right.
So you can't go up and say, well, she said it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
That son who hasn't probably been around, or uncle or brother, whoever
they might not even get along.
They can come in and X you out the obituary.
Right. Out of everything. You
can't pull a plug. You can't make any legal decisions because you don't have any receipts.
Right. So
everything. Yeah.
So people come and they make sure that everything is tightened up.
Everything. That's a part of it. Some people I talked to another one of my couples, and it was this guy. He was struggling. I don't believe in marriage because he wanted to have a spiritual marriage. Because you are married.
Yeah.
You are married, but this paperwork doesn't change anything.
Right.
But it don't work in court if you don't have it.
If you don't have it,
I'm just trying to tell you.
Right. Yeah.
It makes a difference. You can love and have spiritual. That is a part. That is a strong part to have that. But regardless of that, I don't tamper with that. Okay, that's what you got to get together and whatever. No man
that's
can
your bond,
that
between these two.
But the government, the government said you got to come up with some.
Yeah, we need a contract
documents.
that says that.
Yeah. And I explained to him about the situation, share with him with my personal situation. You're going to go ahead, do that spiritual. At the end of time, this is what's going to happen.
Right.
You know, do it for your kids.
Yeah, at the least, yeah.
Yeah. So, again, you're going to have paperwork. If it's a divorce, you're going to have paperwork. It's paperwork for everything. A receipt for you buy gum, anything, you know?
Yeah, no much stuff. Yeah, so you got it for everything.
Yeah. If you're going to give your life and spend so much time with this person. Okay?
Right. Yeah.
Excuse me. But I don't impose. Do they have any water?
Maybe in the fridge.
Yeah, we may.
And if you don't, I think I can.
Normally we would, though.
No, if you don't worry. I don't want to clear my throat all on the camera.
No, it's not good.
But like I said, it's the paperwork is it's mandatory, regardless, whatever you. Yeah.
It's all good, Armani.
Yeah. Whatever.
Pop the seal on it.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So asking, so all I'm saying is I'm very passionate about the paperwork.
Oh yeah, you gotta be right in order to make sure everything's legit. Anyways, on your end.
I have to have my paperwork to do this as well. So
right, yeah.
I have my paperwork.
Yeah, so you got your paperwork, and you right now you're at the Blu-Tique, right?
Blu-Tique Hotel, yes, we're in the lower level of the Blu-Tique Hotel. That is the concept again, being in a hotel to give an all-inclusive experience, a large wedding on a smaller scale. So accommodate 50
And the Blu-Tique is a beautiful hotel.
Yeah, and that hotel concept again, that's where we were in Las Vegas.
Right.
They would come, stay in a hotel, right there the hotels will accommodate the chapel and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what was that? One of the very first places we are. Thank you. I'm gonna hold on to it.
You guys have any questions? Anybody think about getting married?
Yeah.
So
Getting married.
Listen, speaking of getting married,
I'm
first,
getting married.
and then go to you. For
he's getting married. He's getting married real soon. Our guy 20, he's getting married real soon. He just got engaged.
That's the hand clap.
He's getting married. He's probably gonna be the next guy on the list. I'm already married. Imani is working on it, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? She just put a nigga in there.
Yes, congratulations.
Yeah, Joe got a date in his mind.
You might be seeing this. You know
what I'm saying?
And
then Chris, he's our eligible bachelor. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no,
he's taken. No, I don't know. Neither or.
Neither.
One day we gonna
single and not looking.
Yeah.
Right.
Chilling.
And again, I don't sell or promote get married. It's all about again
Right.
Making sure your investments doesn't go to the wayside.
Yeah, the marriage means more than the wedding.
Yeah. This is so important. You can stay together as long as you want, but understanding, again, my personal experience is that can only work for so long before it comes and backfires, you know.
Yeah. I think statistically, weddings that cost less last longer.
I'm saying, you probably invest in that money. I'm not like, it's like, all right, man, how much is, like, realistically?
You said that's a real stat. That's a real thing.
No, it's probably something close, though. I wouldn't be surprised. Because, I mean, if you think about it, like, how much money is, like, the honeymoon and shit like that? Like, it just depends on where you go and what you do, right? You know what I'm saying? And it's a couple, so it's times 2, right? You know what I'm saying? So 20, 30, if you go somewhere crazy and did something wild and extravagant. A wedding is that much, like, for, like, decorations and, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to do some crazy extravagant, you're probably going to spend, like, 50, 100, you know what I'm saying? And that's a house, right? You know what I'm saying? You didn't already purchase, like, a major investment. They also recommend that as, like, when you get married, you don't want to, like, start flipping a house or nothing. Like, you want to, like, just get a house, live in it together. Because the stresses behind, like, oh, goddamn, this toilet, this sink, you know what I'm saying? Right. Cause issues. But, like, nonetheless, you know what I'm saying?
Technically, the best.
That investment is still more solid than, you know what I'm saying?
The best sound investment will be a multi-unit structure. Live in one.
Yeah, I'm saying if you lived, yeah.
And then just for a couple of years, and you rent the other.
Yeah, if you lived in one, that's one side and you,
proper thing to do
right.
It, like,
I understand. I could agree with that. That would be that would be a great investment. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately,
and I don't discourage if someone have the means, have the money to go ahead and have a big old wedding. I'm just giving an alternative way for those who don't have or don't want to.
It's the average person does.
Sure.
It's just give them other ways to say, or do it, but do it. You don't have to do it now, do it later. Which I've had couples who've used that as an anniversary. Right. Maybe let's get through this.
We
can buy that house and do this. We're gonna take that money because all that money really goes towards is for the people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all the show.
It's really the show of it. And regardless if you have a small wedding, that's not where really the money happens. Right. The money is spent. It's really in that reception. And all that.
And all of the food and people. Right.
So some
drinks,
people they just think different. They say, hey, well, let's see if we can get past this hump of this. See if this marriage go. Then we'll come back on the anniversary. And then make a big production.
For everybody, I mean, it happens a lot in all actuality, right? Yeah. I mean, it happens a lot that way. I mean, especially if you got a lot going on in your life. If you move and you doing a bunch of stuff, you get married. Let's get together. Y'all get married, and then nobody knows about it. A couple months out of it, you're like, hey, look, surprise, guys. We got married. We're gonna have this big reception. Come, you know what I'm saying? Now people feel like they gotta come buy you something and come show it. Like we didn't even know. Like,
and you said a key thing, feelings. Feelings right there.
Yeah.
It's about when you saying you tell, nobody has to know till you told them. Now, even if you told them you get married, now it brings feelings in it.
Yeah, it's feelings,
You got to babysit people's feelings. And that's what you spend a lot of time and it starts to exhaust you or their expectation because how they feel.
About what's going on. So you get married for what y'all like.
Feeling has so much power, and everybody, we all trying to accommodate people's feelings, but then that's when that self-love, and I used to get into that power, it's like, how do I feel? And that's why some people come to me because it's like, it's about us.
Yeah.
It ain't about what mama feel, what daddy feel, whatever.
Yeah, we love each other. We gonna get married.
Do this and how we want to do it.
Yeah.
So they get to make that choice without the pressure. And when money brings the pressure, now they probably didn't want to spend it, but they got to spend it because then this person gonna talk about how this wedding didn't look like this, and they didn't have the 360, and they didn't have the and it was got to outdo. So now you're really concerned about how everybody else feel and what they think and all that. And that all you had to do was pay $50 to say I do.
That is true. Not only like you offer the $50 package and stuff, but you got a bunch of other things that you offer as well, right?
Mm-hmm. I always throw out the basic because, like I said, that drive-through has been like it's just opened up so many minds.
Yeah, man. And I mean, like if you love somebody out there, hold on, let me main camera it. If you love somebody out there and you feel like you want to get married, you don't necessarily have to have a whole bunch of people. You just need one witness, right?
And that would be me. All I tell my couples, I need 3 things. I need a fiance, a ring, and a marriage license. I take care of the rest.
Yeah,
it's
done. There it is.
That's really it. All the extra stuff is extra. Go ahead and do that.
Got to go to the courthouse, get everything to
when you're asking me about my packages,
again, your services.
I always introduce the drive-through so people will see that awesome, phenomenal option. You know what I'm saying?
All those $50
to take away any emotional financial stress. Let's do it. You ready? Same day. Let's knock it out. Now, if they want to add a little bit more, enhance it, you've got opportunities to go to the Blu-Tique. I give you the whole wedding experience. Still not going overboard, but still having a full experience on a smaller scale. Mm-hmm. The bridal walk, the family, and if you get now, here's the thing: if you do Blu-Tique and you bring the 15 guests, we know that those are the people who have had your back.
Right,
you know,
for sure.
You're not doing no plus ones and extra.
None of that. Yeah, these are people who really want to be here for the story.
Yeah, right. They make the cut for that. So you got that, or you can travel me to your home or to your venue, wherever your private venue if you have it. Again, I've been pretty much in every part of the home.
Right.
You know, so you got that, and then let me see. There's other platforms that I have, or the park, or whatever they want to do. So whatever setting you want to say I do. They can actually
you can accommodate for that too. Yeah.
However, whether they want to come in pajamas or they want to wear this amazing bridal gown, it doesn't matter what you wear. You still need to say I do.
A pajama party wedding.
Right. Oh yeah. Afterwards, you had a pajama. Afterwards, you had a pajama jam. Yeah, that would be like way fire though. You know what I'm saying? Y'all turn it up. You gotta have somebody with the one half.
Oh,
scratch
it. That makes it so
that'd be dope. That would be fun. Yeah.
420 pajama wedding affair.
Yeah.
Right.
So you can get creative. It doesn't matter. Long as you have the ring is not even mandatory. That's just a symbol.
Yeah.
You know, for everybody in the world.
Right, it is, but
yeah, it's not mandatory. That paperwork, that document. If y'all come in, y'all can create all kind of different parties. Have a party right here on the 2225.
Yeah, we definitely will.
I mean, a wedding, a couple can stand right here. We can just,
make it happen.
Whatever makes the experience.
When you say same day, you mean the same day that I hand you the license? Like you'd be like, okay, license.
As long as you have a license.
There we go.
If I leave this interview and somebody on that phone and say, hey, can you marry before it gets dark, and they want to do it, I'm ready to go.
We're going to do it.
And a license go back to the courthouse immediately after.
Yeah, because the license.
Just like a notary.
Yeah, she's
you
just
ready to go?
Yeah, she's just making it official.
And accommodating. Convenient.
Yeah, convenient for you. Yeah. So that works.
What's that marriage license?
No-brainer.
Good for what? 90 days?
60.
60 days,
60 days. Before you make your decision of your date, you got to have a date within that day.
Yeah.
And then it needs to be back to the courthouse within 30 days. Right. And with me, my
so that's 90 days total, right?
Total. Yeah.
No, technically just 60 days.
Okay. Yeah. So you got 30.
And the thing is, it's okay. You just got to pay again, re-register.
Yeah, well, it's only a couple dollars,
like something expired. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like $60.
Right. Well, that means don't.
About this is just
well, I mean, it is. Yeah. Don't do it twice.
You got to start over again.
Well, don't do it
and
twice.
And then if you don't have, either just kind of get it closer to like they said they want to get it the same day, not do it a full wedding.
Right.
You know that days can change. Don't go too far out, and then now you get close and something happens. Now you lost all these days. Kind of get closer. You can register for your license in Summit County the same day.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So you got to
holidays, of course.
If you decide to change your mind, at least you got still some cushion time.
Right. Some time.
Book it out like so excited and get it on that earlier date time.
Right. Now you only got this.
You run out of time. Now something happens.
Yeah, somebody. Yeah. You got to pre-up again. Yeah.
You don't have no days to play around with.
Put your ducks in a row first, man. Don't nobody want to keep going to the courthouse anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
So, do you have any like memorable weddings stories or anything like that?
Yeah, I have a lot of memorable ones.
Anything you want to talk about?
You know what? I'm kind of gonna pull back because even on my social media, I'm careful what I share because I have some of my past couples following me.
Right, and they don't want to be like, hey, that was me.
That was my story. That was
right.
But I definitely want to say I'm open to a lot. As long as I don't put myself in harm's way.
Right.
I can, again, I'm state licensed for equal right marriages, so anything can happen.
Right.
If someone wants to have a spiritual religious ceremony, I allow their family to come in and pose that in prayer. I can do it, but I don't want to speak over no one else's lives and their family's lives. So I don't do that. I come from a perspective of love, and it unifies, and I've been able to perform ceremonies for couples who I don't even speak the same language as, from all nationalities, backgrounds, whatever. So I'm very careful in that area too. But again, I don't want. Some have different cultures that they use me just to get legalized, to get a citizen card, whatnot.
Green card weddings.
Yeah, so I see a lot of those things there. So I don't give opinions, but it's new for me.
Right.
So I see a lot of stuff that's like, you know, that was kind of unusual, right. But we're going to go. But long as I'm not offending myself in my spirituality,
right,
or putting myself in a harm's way, because I have had to go stand on a certain rock or do something, you know.
Like, this way too close to the edge.
Yeah, I can go through the mountain. So I have been traveled to different parts where they have net engaged. They want to create that moment there. Yeah, so I might have to go to that location where I found like, look, because it was one place, it was like wood, some wooded area. Right. And it's a mobile service that I was doing. And I'm traveling down places now. I'm a city girl, so when stuff starts getting weedy,
bugs and
and the trees is taller than my car, and it's nobody, like Little House on the Prairie moments, I get kind of nervous. You know, when you out in your comfort zone.
I would.
Yeah, so they telling me it's a certain address, and I say yes to anything, but I didn't realize what I was saying yes to was some kind of place in the desert, some kind of way. And it was like the police station is probably big as this water bottle and grocery stores and all that.
Yeah, everything's real local.
I feel like I'm the only African American like in that area.
Yeah.
Whoa, so I'm calling them. My signal about to go out.
Definitely leaving local. Like, this is where I'm at.
Let me know. Yeah, and I said, they said, we're coming. I said, okay, well, I'm going to go over here, which is kind of like a mileage well, sit at this little store.
Right, you get here first. Come here first, right?
Let me know. Yeah, because I have to plot these things out and also have to be mindful again when I say I'm going to do home services and these personal services like that. Again, for my safety, I do have to be wise with those.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
That I step into. So that was one of the most. It was kind of like a little shaky. They turned out to be really.
Yeah, everything was ended up being a good moment though.
But I had to play really kind of come out of, be more assertive on this situation.
It's like we gotta move this.
Where you at? You got 2 minutes to get here. And I'm pulling out,
it's like, are you done?
Right? I'm not.
Right. Yeah, no, for sure.
Just for this moment.
Your safety first. Yeah, you gotta have that.
They were like, we'll pay.
It's not about the money. Yeah. Like, I'll leave for my safety.
It put me in a situation, and I wanted to get out before it get dark. So I see I had little awkward moments like that.
Oh yeah.
Everything's been good.
Oh yeah. That's good. So how do people reach out? Like, if they did wanted to get the services or at least inquire about it.
They can call me 24/7 if I don't answer the voicemail wheel, 330-333-0249, or they can definitely go. Everything that I share on the phone, because I can't query. Yeah. It is all written on the website, like a consultation website, which is www.either bluemicroevents.com.
BLU, right?
Blue, like the color blue, the whole word blue, not like the hotel, but BLU.
Okay.
Blue, micro events with an S at the end.com. Or they can, at the same pointer link, they can go to www.drive-thruweddings.info.
Okay. All right, cool.
www.drive-thruweddings.info.
Oh, yeah. So, like, definitely. Okay, it's easy to reach out to her. It's not, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, $50, man. All you got to do is go get your marriage license and stuff like that, and then you can just pull up. I mean, like, well, not just pull up. First call, get the consultation, let
Let me, and closing out too. With that being said, Drive-Thru Weddings is just my one base package. It goes all the way up to whatever platform they want to go travel. Anywhere in the state of Ohio, I'm able to officiate. So not only in Akron. The drive-thrus only happen in Akron because that don't accommodate that base there, downtown Akron. Like I said, everything is on the website. All counties, because I do get people thinking that only
it's just
Summit County. Yeah. If they choose their courthouse is closed down, it won't register them for something. They got to make an appointment.
Some reason
they can come to Summit County.
Yeah.
They both have to appear with a driver's license. If they've been married previously, they have to have a decree.
Decree.
Yes. Right. Have that in hand, and other than that, they can come on that same day. Call me right on the courthouse steps, and we can make it happen.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's definitely dope. I'm glad you came through, man.
Thank you for having me.
We learned a lot about you and about everything that you do.
Yeah, my whole history. I put it on the page.
Oh yeah, most definitely, man. I mean, like I always say, like, you know, the greatest people, man, we all come from Akron, man. There's a lot of really good people, you know what I'm saying? Like that get overlooked, you know what I'm saying? So I'm glad you came through. Without you, it ain't no us. So thanks again for coming out.
Yeah, thank you. You all are amazing as well.
Oh yeah.
You all have been Any like events that you plan on officiating at?
Any events?
Like, yeah, do you like doing any events where you may just have?
Oh,
Like, are you doing like some type of marriage extravaganza?
Yeah.
Or like the Blu-Tique. I know y'all got like jazz and everything. Yeah.
Good question. I just signed one with the Summit County Fairgrounds
So
for their
the
fair.
Yeah.
That'll be happening July. I'll be a part of various parades. You'll see that. Various pop-ups. So we'll be doing pop-up weddings if they have the license.
Oh yeah, most
But
definitely.
I'll be doing, so it won't be any drive-throughs the whole week of the Summit County Fairgrounds because I'll be there.
Working
Yeah,
right.
so
But y'all be able to come to the fairground and get married.
You come in, ask me questions, come in with your license, and we
Yeah.
can perform the ceremony right there that whole week. So there won't be no drive-throughs, but everything will be happening right there at the Summit County Fairgrounds. So that's going to be exciting. Yeah.
So this is Armani's work.
And look at there. I love it. You're amazing.
Yeah.
You are amazing. She did this the whole time that I've been dabbling. This is amazing.
IB Graphics. I'm telling you, she is.
Yeah.
Well, she know. Yeah. Go ahead. Plug yourself though.
I might have an audience that don't know.
So, IB Graphics Plus. That's the handle on Instagram and Facebook. I do caricatures, face painting, graphic designs, for logos, a little bit of everything. Corporate identity. I'm the go-to graphics.
She is definitely that person.
Who have you all drawn for? I mean,
So we've probably
beyond Akron, right?
No,
This
yeah.
is beyond Akron. Work.
yeah. She's
I started with Goofy Faces down in Tampa, Florida, where I was working at the aquarium and the zoo, drawing caricatures and painting faces. Shout out to Jim. It's my mentor. Love Jim.
Yeah. So she came. Yeah. But then when she got here, when we ran into her, you know what I'm saying she's pretty much everybody who's came through 225 doors for the most part. Season 1, we may have done like 100 people. Season 2, we slowed down a little bit. This is our 3rd season. So you are episode number 12, I believe. Mm-hmm. Episode number 12, you are the 12th person this year to receive a picture.
Oh my God. Thank you so much. I'm so honored. Are you going to stay in Akron? Look, I always think like outside.
If you want to travel with me, I do.
We do everything. Yeah, she show up at the events. Yeah, most definitely. So like, if you ever need a caricature person to come out there and doodle while people get married, that would be pretty amazing. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Draw all the guests, everybody in that thing.
One picture.
Oh yeah, you got a picture like that around the corner that you could show. Honestly, when we get off camera.
Saying, I'm thinking like. Companies and corporations,
in
a production.
Yeah, she
that's
does.
why
Yeah.
I did their
storyboards, like for movies.
Yeah, we try to get her to do animations and everything.
Show me the ropes.
No, you have to do this. Like I talked about, like having a portfolio.
Oh yeah,
and
she
they
got a
have
nice
people
one.
on set, like they create the scene. They
The storyboard.
They have the whole movie sets, like each frame,
Right.
and they'll have somebody sit there.
Yeah,
like,
doodle them up. Yeah, the storyboards are a necessity in telling
that's how I just think. Like,
you know what I'm saying, stories or
that's
telling
major.
anything. So you got to have a storyboard.
Yes.
She is that
Storyboard
great.
artist. That's what it's. Google that up. Storyboard artist.
Yeah, get that paper. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, and see what I love. Like I said,
Right.
since when I went, there was no social media and all the other platforms that you use to make connections and see. It was only email. So you had to be out there and live. Like now, a lot of them, they live like
You can send PR,
or just
digital
emailing your
packages.
stuff. You don't even have to live out there. You could just be here, and if something big they need you for a set or something going on,
go.
they just
Do your
hire you,
work.
bring you out there for that kind of stuff.
Sounds
You come back
great.
home. You just be there for whatever.
On the set.
Yeah, just stay away from Nickelodeon. You'll be all right. Yeah.
You said
She's talking about the documentaries and stuff that's been coming out. Yeah,
oh
you
my God!
You gotta stay from over there.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm gonna let the heat die down.
Hey, them was kids,
awesome.
man.
This is awesome.
Yeah, she's
it ain't
she's
better for
definitely
grown
great,
folks,
man.
but-
So we try to. That's yours too. You take it with you.
my God.
Yep.
Wow, I didn't know I had such strong facial features.
Yeah, the caricature, right?
This
Yeah,
is awesome. It's like a secret superhero.
right. Yeah, he's definitely.
Yeah, that's what I love.
Most
that.
definitely.
I love that.
So again, thank you for coming
Thank
out. Like I said, without you, it ain't no us. We look forward to having you come back.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We only have one request for all of the guests to walk through the door in Studio 225, and that is...
Hey! Come back!
That's it.
Yeah, real simple. Yeah. Keep it real simple, you know. And it's not Friday. What it is? Thursday. Yeah. See, look, yeah, that came from Friday. So normally it'll be Friday. We usually do our interviews on Friday. We definitely got in here just to make sure that we can have this on with you, though. Yeah. Oh no.
Just got to keep them weekends open.
Yeah, most definitely. I know you busy, right?
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, we gonna leave on as long as we always do.
Hey!
Oh.
Come back!
This motherfucker. This is how we gonna leave.
Now I'm gonna leave on this note here. Like I said, you got one foot on the banana peel. The other foot is sliding towards somebody's motherfucking institution or inside somebody's motherfucking cemetery. Listen, the choice is yours, motherfucker. That's right.
And always remember, never forget.
And most of all, remember this shit. The life you may save just may be your motherfucking own.
225, your boy DC.
It's 20 G's.
Chris in the building.
Our very special guest.
Stephanie Singleton.
Yeah, and shout out to the homegirl.
Monty B.
Yeah, absolutely. And,
Thank you again for coming out, though.
Practice that picture. I don't know how to draw cards.
That's hard. The little man with the hat on and shit driving, that is hard.
That's awesome.